Hello, and welcome to Virtual Networking and Job Search Strategies. Today, your College of Arts and Science career consultants, Carol Ann Kettleson and Kristen Buderick, will present to you some tips and tricks to get you going in your career search. Thank you again for attending our webinar. During this hour-long session, we are going to cover many topics that will assist you along the way with your job search. You can see the agenda on the slide. We're going to begin with talking about career services, the variety of activities that we perform that can help you along the way. Next, we'll move into social media, talking about your digital footprint. Upskilling Yourself goes over the various trainings that you could attend through webinars yourself that can help you improve on various skills. Those skills can also be added to your resume. That will also include the CAS Advantage, the flags. Next, we're going to give you some action items, some homework steps to get you on your way. Then we'll move into LinkedIn and networking. With LinkedIn, we're going to talk about creating a profile, how you can search for jobs, connecting with alumni, and finding information about companies. With networking, we'll be talking about, again, the alumni connections through LinkedIn and informational interviewing. Throughout the presentation, there are many resources and links embedded, but also at the end, we have more specific links. And then we'll cover future engagement. What are your next steps? So let's go ahead and get started. First, let's begin with talking about career services. Who are we and how do we service you? Oakland University Career Service Office is very unique in that we work with you as a freshman coming in, just starting at Oakland, or as a transfer student as soon as you come to us. We work with you all through your college career. And then if you graduate from Oakland University, we can continue to work with you as an alumni. You might be asking, why would I come back as an alumni? Well, a lot of alums will work with us early on for that first job, and then maybe years down the road, they want to change occupations. They'll make another appointment, come back, and make sure that their resume is in the current format. Resume formats do change over time. With our alumni, Oakland is unique because we do continue to work with you indefinitely. And we do not charge you. Some of the other schools either A, won't work with you at all, or B, if they do, they're going to charge you for their services. Oakland University does not do that, which is a very nice benefit. So the things that we do. Probably the first thing that we do with arts and science students is we meet with you and talk about what are you going to do with your major. With all majors, you have many opportunities, and our plan is to help you figure out of all of these opportunities, what looks good to you. What do you want to focus on? Next thing that we do is we help you develop your resume and cover letter. If you need assistance from the very beginning in creating it, that is something that you could do through our Career Studio, which we'll be talking more about that. If you already have a resume that you've been working on, we can sit down with you, the career consultants, and review that resume and that cover letter to make sure that they are professional, to make sure that there are no typos, and that it is marketing you. Your resume and cover letter are your marketing tools. The third activity that we provide to you is to help you with getting experience, to help you with a job search. So early on, the experience might be helping you to find research opportunities, volunteer opportunities, or internships. When you're getting toward the finish line, that might include helping you to find that very first job. And then the last activity that we help you with your career plan is to help you with interviewing. So obviously, if you have an interview scheduled, you have the knowledge, skills, and ability to do the job. What you don't want to do is to show up dressed inappropriately. You don't want to be making comments that are inappropriate. So we can conduct mock interviews with you that will help you put your best foot forward during that interview. We also provide a variety of additional activities. So, for example, we put on a lot of workshops such as careers in the automotive industry for arts and science students, careers in healthcare for arts and science students. All of these are panel presentations, and they allow you to find out about the careers and then network with the employers and alumni. We always try to have alumni on these panels. Career Service puts together a number of career fairs every year. We bring in employers to do information sessions or meet and greets. We post through Handshake both on and off-campus jobs. Handshake is a very valuable tool, and we'll be talking more about that as we go along. So let's begin talking about social media. Social media is used in two different ways, either personally or professionally, and they differ quite a bit. Personally, we use social media to engage with our family and friends. You might share pictures of yourself at various events or activities. Professionally, social media is used to connect with leaders within a company, to build your business connections. Professionally, social media is also used so that you have a multimedia resume, complete with endorsements. As we go along and we talk more about LinkedIn, we'll talk more about the endorsements. The first thing you want to do with social media is you want to Google yourself. You want to see what are others seeing about you when they put in your name. You want to take a look at your privacy settings on the various platforms that you are using. For example, with Facebook, when you post something, can everybody see it? Is it just your family? Is it just your friends? You have the ability to create those different settings. You want to go in and you want to look at the pictures that are in your various social media platforms. If they're embarrassing or incriminating, you want to remove those. And the last thing with social media is you want to be able to set up Google Alerts, alerting you, and you can do the same thing in LinkedIn, alerting you to when different events, topics are posted. Now, if we look at the pie chart, and even though this pie chart is showing from 2011, you will see that over 80% of recruiters, employers are using social media. I can tell you that has increased today. More and more employers are using social media to find you. There are many recruiters who do not post jobs. They comb through the different social media platforms to find the candidates that they are interested in. Let's begin by talking about upskilling yourself. What does this mean? To upskill means to learn additional skills. What are you doing that will help to increase your skills and ability to do a job? One of the first things you want to do when you're looking to apply to a job is to figure out what are the required skills. What are they looking for? Do you have these skills? If you don't have these skills, how can you get the skills? We have discovered that there are a number of sites that are currently offering free courses. For example, Harvard University, Yale, edX, and Course RA are all offering free courses right now. These courses are things that you can add to your resume. You are learning new skills. Two new resources that we have recently discovered are one is called Mind Sumo, and the other one is called Parker Dewey. Both of these sites offer mini problems that they are looking for students and recent alumni to help companies solve. This is a great way to increase your skills as well as to earn some spending money, because both sites will pay the winner a paycheck, if you will, for their bright idea. Even if you don't have the winning idea, both of these, Mind Sumo and Parker Dewey, have different projects that you can create, that you can develop solutions, that you can use your talents, expand your talents, and add these to your resume. The last thing that we want to discuss when we're talking about skills is we want to talk about flags. And so I'm going to click on the flag link that you see here on the screen. Flags is part of the College of Arts and Science Advantage, the CAS Advantage. Flags stands for Fundamental Learning Achievements and Goals. There are 8 different individual flags. These are 8 different skills that the employers are looking for you as a candidate to possess. Some jobs might have 1 or 2 of the flags. Other jobs might have all 8. As you'll see here in the middle of the screen, there is a flag video that talks about the overall of the flags. When we scroll down on this site, you click on the reflection space at the bottom on how to raise your flag. You click on the reflection space. You're going to go in and you're going to log into the Oakland eSpace, and you will see all of the flags here. So, for example, innovation, creativity, and technology. When you click on the reflection, this is where you can record, you can write down, how have you raised this flag? How have you gained these skills? You want to think about your work experiences, volunteer, classroom, student organizations. What have you done along the way to add to this set of skills? For example, technology is part of this. If you have spent the time to learn a new technology, you have become familiar with, proficient in using LinkedIn. LinkedIn, if you're looking at doing social media and marketing, is something that a company would be looking for. The value of reflecting here in the flag space is that when it comes to your resume, your cover letter, and then interviewing, you can reflect on how have you used these different skills. It's very common for employers to give you questions such as, tell me about a time you had to use your communication and listening skills. With flags, you've already documented this information. It gives you the opportunity to review the information and then use that when you go for your interview. Our goal with this presentation is at the end, you take the time to do the homework. These 4 action items are tasks that you should complete prior to beginning your job search. The very first thing is your resume. Take out your resume. Take a look at it. Is it up to date? You want to take a look at all of those past jobs that you've had and make sure that the verb tense is correct. If you don't do the job anymore, it ends in ED, for example. If you are just at the very beginning and you are just creating your resume, you might want to work with our career studio. You can go to our career service website to find the days and times of the career studio availability. Once you have that initial draft of your resume, then you want to make an appointment with your career consultant through Handshake. We can meet with you virtually, email, by phone, or face-to-face. Our goal when we meet with you is we want to make sure that you have included all of your experiences, not just your jobs. Did you do volunteering? Have you been part of a student organization? Do you have leadership experience? And you want to tailor your resume for each and every job that you're applying for. A wonderful quote from an article in NPR was, quote, "Employers don't want to hire somebody just looking for a job. They want to hire somebody who's looking for their job." A lot of students will say to us as career consultants, "I just need a job," or "I just need an internship." And while we understand that, that's never how you want the employer to feel. Your second task is to create, complete, update your Handshake profile. This is a great activity to complete after you've got your picture-perfect resume. Once you have your resume together, it's an easy copy-paste your various experiences into Handshake. When you have your entire Handshake profile complete, you want to make it visible to employers. You want to enter text in every single space, even if you don't have any student organizations, for example. You would put in there none. That helps you to ensure completeness. A lot of students will ask, why is it important to complete my profile? The more information you have on your profile, the easier employers can find you and decide whether you would be a good fit for their position and company. In addition to being easily searched for, having your profile completed means that the news feed on your home screen will be tailored to better match your experiences and interests. The last action item is to create, complete, update your LinkedIn profile. We're going to begin now with LinkedIn. So let's begin with LinkedIn. You can use LinkedIn in a variety of ways and for a variety of reasons. You can certainly use it to look for job openings, to connect with alumni, to build your network, to research career and industry trends, and also to support your career development. We talked in a couple of slides ago about upskilling yourself. LinkedIn offers a number of free trainings. 20,000 companies in the United States use LinkedIn to recruit, and over 90% use LinkedIn to vet candidates. According to Dory Clark, she's an author that was quoted in an article in LinkedIn, a great many jobs are never posted publicly. If you're strictly relying on publicly posted jobs, you'd be missing out on a high percentage of opportunities. One of the reasons employers really like LinkedIn, and while it's valuable for you to have a LinkedIn profile, is that your connections can vouch for you. Your previous employers can give you a recommendation right in LinkedIn so that those new employers that you're looking at, they can find out about your work ethic. They can review the various comments that have been posted by past employers. So let's click on the first tab here, looking for job openings. This is a handout that was created by LinkedIn, talking about how to find a job or an internship by using LinkedIn. They had posted an article a while ago, and the woman in the article had only used LinkedIn to find her job. And it was very interesting, and it was amazing how many offers that she had. So take a look at this handout, and we're going to talk more about some of these areas in detail. The Build Your Network, if you click on that, you can see how to network and connect with former alumni from Oak University, how to connect with employers, how to connect with recruiters. So again, you want to take a look at that. The last bullet that I want to show you and talk about, the last one, support your career development. When you click on that, LinkedIn has offered a number of free webinars, free trainings. We talked again earlier about upskilling yourself. So here through LinkedIn, they have a number of skill sessions that you can attend. All of these sessions, if they're a training program, these are things that you would add to your resume also. So let's begin talking about the development of your LinkedIn profile. A professional photo, strategic headline, and informative summary create an important first impression. Your LinkedIn headline is the first description that people will see. You want to make it count. A professional photo can result in up to 21 times more professional views. Members who complete their profiles are 40 times more likely to receive opportunities through LinkedIn. So let's take a look at the Golden Grizzly sample profile. So if you will click on that link now. So here on the Golden Grizzly profile, this is a sample, you will see the professional picture. Your professional picture, this is something we do a LinkedIn photo booth at all of our signature career events. Then you could use that picture. We have professional backgrounds. The other thought is that in this day and age with the camera that's on your phone is great, you could have someone take a picture of you. You want to be professionally dressed, at least the top of you. No one's going to see your slacks. You want to make sure that your background is appropriate. An outside background is fine. Inside is fine. You do not want this to be with any other individuals. You'll see here on the Golden Grizzly that we have a banner background behind the picture. That is something you can create. When you scroll through this example, and we're going to go through each of these steps directly, but when you scroll through this, you'll see that it populates in the very top with their education and with their job title. The About section is your professional summary, and this tells an employer what you're looking for. And then you're going to have your experiences, which is your work. When you scroll down, you'll have your education. You can also add in any licensing certifications you have that might be applicable to the job, volunteer experience, and then at the bottom, you would have your skills, endorsements. You can also follow individuals through LinkedIn and follow companies. So this is just a sample, and now we're going to get into the nuts and bolts of all of the various sections.
Hi everyone, this is Kirsten Buderwick, and I'm going to be transitioning into going a bit deeper about LinkedIn. We are going to be talking about how you can personalize your profile, some LinkedIn tips from a LinkedIn coach, how to network on LinkedIn, and then lastly, some job search resources and strategies that you can use in your own job search. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with talking about how you can personalize your LinkedIn headline and your picture. So your LinkedIn headline is the text that's displayed under your name when you are searched. And so this automatically will default to your current job title, but we recommend that you personalize the heading. A lot of people don't know that you can personalize this specific portion of your profile. So the majority are going to have that default headline with their current job title. So this is one way for you to stand out by personalizing it. You can be specific. You'll want to use keywords for your skills and for the industry that you're interested in, all in 120 characters or less. We have a couple of examples that we'll go through, and all three include headline information, some keywords, and really do stand out. Just by listing industry information and by personalizing your headline, this can lead up to 9 times more profile views and also help you to get discovered in up to 38 times more recruiter searches, all according to LinkedIn data. So I'll go through the 3 examples that we have listed here on the slide. You'll also notice many others when you are researching and exploring on LinkedIn. Feel free to take those and create your own as well. So here are the 3 that we've prepared today. Number 1, chemistry lab rat with toxicology and environment testing research experience and recent degree. 2, psychology graduate specializing in family dynamics and early childhood development. 3, content marketing strategist specializing in press releases, blog content, and social media. So that's our recommendation for your LinkedIn headline. Secondly, we recommend that you have an appropriate headshot. So we've heard from internship coordinators and recruiters that not having a photo can be a big red flag, but having an appropriate photo is just as important. So you want to make sure that it is a professional photo with you being professionally dressed from the shoulders up, that you didn't crop somebody out of your photo and their arm is showing around you. So you want to make sure it's just you with a neutral background, you're dressed professionally, and you are smiling as well. We can help you out too. In our career studio and at future career fairs, we'd be happy to take a headshot photo for you if you feel like you'd like some additional assistance. So now that we've talked about how to personalize your LinkedIn headline and your picture, we're going to dive into some LinkedIn tips from a LinkedIn coach. These are taken from a webinar that I attended with an employee from LinkedIn, and I wanted to share her recommendations with you. So we'll go ahead and get started. The first one is profile completeness. That is very important. Don't forget to add skills, which are at the bottom of your profile. Just by having a complete profile can make you 40 times more likely to receive offers. LinkedIn will notify you about your profile completeness as you're editing your profile, and it will also give you recommendations on how to complete that profile. So pay attention to that as you're making your edits. Number 2, specify your location. Seems like an easy thing, right? This can lead up to 19 times more profile views, and it's even more important because about 30% of recruiters rely on location in their targeted searches. For your summary section, similar to what we talked about with personalizing your LinkedIn headline, you want to make sure that your summary section is also customized. Think about these questions to help you get started. What motivates you? What is your competitive advantage? Next up, you can follow certain hashtags. And these are going to allow you to customize your newsfeed and to get information about the specific hashtags that you've chosen to follow. So some examples listed below are here. So there's hashtag get hired, hiring, hiring now, and job search strategies. Next, you can join a group related to an industry that you're interested in, and we recommend that you start engaging with them. So what does that mean? You can comment on posts, you can like certain posts, you can share content that you feel might be relevant to those group members, and all of those are going to make you have a more active presence on LinkedIn, which is important. Next, you can indicate that you are open to new opportunities when you're editing your profile. And lastly, you can follow companies and recruiters of interest. This engagement with their company on LinkedIn is seen in a positive light. We're going to go into more detail about how to follow companies and recruiters of interest on the next slide. So as I mentioned, we're going to dive a bit deeper into how to find company pages and recruiters on LinkedIn. So if there's a certain company that you're really interested in and you want to learn more about them, a great place to start is on LinkedIn. So you can follow their page and also connect to some of their recruiters. This is also a great place for you to do research on companies that you're interested in. So a lot of these companies post information in the About section on their LinkedIn page. You can read about the size of their company, the number of employees, their industry. They might even have information about their work-life balance and community engagement as well. So you can definitely find a lot of important information on a LinkedIn profile for a company. We're going to be showing you how to do that as well. So we'll be navigating away from the presentation here in just a minute. Keep in mind that when you're looking for recruiters, there are different types of recruiters that you'll find. So if you are looking just for a recruiter associated with Quicken Loans, they would only be recruiting for positions for that company, so for Quicken. But you also will find that there are third-party recruiters like Kelly Services or Trillium, and they are working for multiple clients, and so they would be recruiting for more than just one company. We also recommend that you do some research about how to work with recruiters beforehand. So you can do a simple Google search about working with recruiters, and there are a lot of helpful articles out there to help you navigate that process. If you have additional questions about working with recruiters, feel free to set up an individual appointment with your career consultant, and we'd be happy to give you some suggestions as well. So we're now going to navigate away from the presentation and take you to LinkedIn. So once you get to the LinkedIn homepage, you can do a search at the top left-hand side of the page. You can then type in the company that you're looking to search. In this case, we're going to search for Quicken Loans. Once you get to their page, you can see here that it will allow you to follow their page with a plus sign. Feel free to click that, and then you'll be able to see content on your homepage that is associated with Quicken Loans. You also can see on the left-hand side there are a lot of different tabs here for you to find information. The About tab and the Life tab are great places to get started for doing research. You can also see any jobs that are posted, as well as people that are working there. If you look at the tab underneath the jobs, you can see employees who have LinkedIn profiles who are associated with Quicken Loans. This is a great place for you to look for recruiters. So you can type in that search bar, recruiter or talent. There may be some people who are associated with the title of talent acquisition. So you can do a search for both of those by using the or in between. Once you do that, you can see different recruiters who are associated with Quicken Loans. You'll want to verify that they still do currently work for Quicken Loans by making a quick search of their profile. Once you do that, we do recommend that you send a customized message to that specific recruiter. By doing this, it increases the likelihood that they'll connect with you. So you want to make sure that you are specific, you explain who you are, and also show gratitude for them connecting with you. It would be an added bonus if they're also an OU alumni. This gives you one more thing to connect about, and definitely could be something you could indicate in your message that you send when you are trying to connect with them. Next up, we're going to be diving into how to utilize the LinkedIn Alumni tool, where we'll be talking more in depth about how to connect with OU alumni and develop relationships with them and also continue to build your network. The LinkedIn Alumni tool is a great place for you to start as you're continuing to build your network and if you're looking to set up possible informational interviews or job shadowing. So I'm going to walk you through how you can utilize the LinkedIn Alumni tool, but before I do that, I do want to talk about some of the benefits of using this. So one of the benefits of using the LinkedIn Alumni tool is you already have something in common with OU alum. So you can connect about your experience here at the university. It's a soft opening because you already have something in common, and hopefully they'll be more likely to connect with you because a lot of people do want to give back to their alma mater. So you can connect with people who are working in an industry that you're interested in. Maybe you find somebody who's working in a position that you are very interested in, but you're not sure how to get started in a position like that. You also could connect with somebody who had the same major as you, and you can ask them, what else is out there for me? So there's a lot of great ways that you can find information on the Alumni tool, but it's especially helpful if you're looking to see more information about working in an industry, to get advice about landing a first job, or to get advice about what you might want to do with your major. So all of those are reasons why you might want to connect with somebody. And we'll be going through how to find people on the Alumni tool and how to send a personalized message to them. So I'm going to navigate away from the presentation and take you to LinkedIn. In the top search bar, you're going to want to search for Oakland University. Once you've done that, you're going to scroll down, and on the left-hand side, you're going to see a tab that says Alumni. Select that. Now you're going to see here that there are about 89,000, close to 90,000 alumni who have LinkedIn profiles. You're going to see that there's different ways you can customize this search. You can search for OU alum who are living in the United States, the greater Detroit area. If you're looking to move, you could customize this. But for our purposes, we're going to select the greater Detroit area. You can also search by where the person is currently working. So if you're particularly interested in a company or an organization, and you want to learn more about how you could get involved with that organization, or if you would like to learn more about how they landed their position there, this would be a great place for you to do that search. So you can see where they work. If you don't see the company that you're interested in looking for, you can click this add button on the right-hand side and do a personalized search for a specific company. If you click the next button up at the top, you can also see that you can search by what the person currently is doing, and you can also see what they studied. So you could also look to see if somebody else also graduated with their degree in psychology. You can search based on that as well. What are the different opportunities out there for somebody who's getting a psych degree? So as you can see, there's a number of different ways that you can narrow down your search. You can make it as specific or as general as you'd like. Once you put in some of those criteria, so for our purposes, I'm going to look for people working in the greater Detroit area who are studying psychology. So you can select psychology under what they studied. So you're now going to view OU alum who are living in the greater Detroit area who studied psychology. So if you scroll down, you can see all of the different current positions that these people are working at now. What we recommend is that you scroll through. You can open some profiles that seem like they might be of interest for you. And then once you find somebody who maybe is working in a position you could see yourself working in, or maybe something that intrigues you and you'd like to learn more about it, you can then send a personalized connection message to ask them for a possible informational interview or to chat via email. And you can then learn more about how they have navigated their career path and any other pieces of advice or questions that you might have. So to send a personalized invitation to this person that you'd like to connect with, you can select the blue Connect, and you'll see that it says you can customize this invitation, and it is encouraged that you customize it and add a personalized note. People will be less likely to accept invitations if they don't know who you are. So you can select the add a note portion, and we're going to go through on the next slide how you can customize this message and really show your appreciation and gratitude for their connection. So as you're preparing to type out your customized message to connect with somebody on LinkedIn, here's a few things to keep in mind. Be specific with what you're looking for. If you're requesting a quick 15 to 30 minute phone call, indicate that. Next, you want to make sure that you focus on the give and take of relationships. This is not the time to ask them for a job. You are looking to gain their insight, for them to share their advice. Maybe you're interested in the industry that they're working in, and so you are looking for that insight specifically, and this is not the time for you to ask them for a job. You're looking to build a relationship, so you want to make sure that you indicate that from the beginning by showing gratitude, so you can show that you're appreciating that they read your message and that they're considering your ask. Lastly, keep in mind that not everybody will respond. So we say for about 10 people that you reach out to, hopefully 1 to 2 would be willing to take the time to meet with you over the phone, over Google Meet, or chat via email. So don't be discouraged if you don't hear back from everyone. We hope that you do get a good response by personalizing your message, but understand that people are busy as well. So here's a sample message of what you could say. Hi Sonia, I'm a current OU student and came across your profile. I'm working on a degree in communication and have been working in a PR internship this semester. I'm currently job hunting and hoping to make the transition into a role at an agency. I really admire your career and was wondering if you might be willing to offer some advice or perhaps chat by phone for 15 to 20 minutes. I would really appreciate your time and would be happy to do anything I can to help you in the future. Thank you, and go Grizzlies. So as you can see, it's specific, it shows gratitude, and it also is not asking for a position specifically. They make it very clear that they are wondering if they would be willing to share some advice. So this is a nice example, and you're welcome to tweak this for your own customized messages. So after you've sent out your personalized messages to connect on LinkedIn, let's say you hear back from a few people that are willing to connect with you. Now is the time to prepare for your informational interview. So what an informational interview is it's a focused conversation with a professional with the ability to gain information about an industry or a career, and also to continue to build your network. Now, why is this important? Well, it's going to build on information that you've learned in your classes. It's also going to help solidify what might be a good fit for you as far as career paths or industries that you're going to be researching. It's also going to give you the ability to gain some confidence in talking with a professional in a relatively low stakes or low stress situation. It'll give you a chance to get a feel for a day in the life. You'll be able to ask questions that you're interested in, so you'll want to make sure that you prepare for that ahead of time. We do have a document on Handshake that's all about informational interviews that I'll take you through after I'm done going through this slide. So make sure that you express gratitude, you show your thanks, and that you treat it like you would a job interview, and you send a follow-up thank you note after. Remember, this is not the time to ask for a job specifically. You're looking to gain insight, you're looking to gain advice, you're looking to build a relationship with somebody who's working in an industry or a career that you can see yourself working in the future. They may have some great suggestions for you. It's also going to give you the chance to build and strengthen a relationship. So you want to make sure that you follow up with them after. You continue to communicate. Maybe you find an article that reminds you of them, or maybe you just want to touch base and see how they're doing. All of those things are going to strengthen that relationship, and it's going to tie into the give and take that you want your relationship to have. It is not a good first impression to just take. So this is not the time for you to ask for a job specifically. It may turn into that in the future. Maybe they think of a position that's opening at their company and they think you might be a good fit. Who knows? They might refer you to apply for that position, but you want to make sure that you have a strong relationship before it even gets to that point. Now, looking at that resource on Handshake, there's a direct link here in this presentation, and you are welcome to utilize this to help you prepare. This will walk you through what an informational interview is, the benefits of it, identifying people you might want to ask to do an informational interview with, how to plan for it, and then also some sample questions. So page 2 gives you some great sample questions that you can use to help yourself prepare. Print this out. Have it with you so that way you can make sure that you feel prepared and that the conversation is flowing. We've focused a lot on networking and the benefits of networking. This completely ties into your job search as well, because it's said that about 70 to 80% of jobs are never posted and can only be found through networking, job shadowing, and informational interviews. So it's important for you to spread the word about your search. Like we mentioned, there may be a company referral system where employees get rewarded for bringing in talent. Having a larger network and having your network be informed about what you're looking for is definitely going to help. You can also spread the word to friends, family, classmates, and trusted professors. You can post to social media, including that LinkedIn profile that we talked about optimizing. Lastly, you can send cold calls or emails, but be strategic about this. You can possibly send them to smaller companies, nonprofit organizations. You can use these to set up job shadowing or informational interviewing, or maybe you want to reach out to some smaller niche industries. So these are all different ideas of how you can spread the word about your search. If you want to discuss strategizing, feel free to schedule a one-on-one appointment with your career consultant, and we'd be happy to help you come up with a plan to help meet your need in your job search. Next up, we want to offer some advice that we've gathered from multiple different webinars, workshops, and articles. Carol Ann and I have participated in a great number of these over the last few weeks, and we want to share some of the most important advice that we have learned. So remain positive, persistent, and be flexible. So be patient. Many employers are still figuring it out. The job market is definitely going through some changes, but know that the hiring process is not known for speed under the best circumstances. Andrew Seaman from LinkedIn talks about this in an article. He says, as companies freeze or delay hiring, it's especially important to have patience and remember that everyone wishes the process could move more quickly. So be patient. Also be persistent. So take the time to research companies and positions. Now is the time to do that. Demonstrate your interest by customizing your resume and your cover letters. Now is not the time to have a one-size-fits-all resume and cover letter. We have heard from multiple employers and hiring managers that they're not looking for somebody who wants a job. They want somebody who wants the job that they are hiring for. Make sure you communicate that. Continue to educate yourself on the job market, who's hiring and who's not. There's a direct link there to a LinkedIn article. Feel free to peruse it. Adjust your job search strategy if needed. We're happy to strategize with you. You can stay organized with some templates that we have linked on our Handshake resources page. They're linked here for you. You want to make a positive first impression, and that starts with being organized as well. Make sure that you follow up after your informational interviews. You keep that relationship strong. You follow up after submitting applications and job interviews. Stay on the people's top of mind by making sure that you stay on top of your own follow-up. Some of the templates will help you with doing this as well and creating your own specific plan for your job search. Next, be flexible. The hiring process is taking longer, like I mentioned. Some start dates might be delayed, and you have to get used to the idea of doing remote work, at least for the time being. So be flexible in that regard. Show that you're able to pivot and make those adjustments and still be a dedicated, responsible, and eager employee. One of my favorite quotes that I read recently is from Byron Clark. He's the founder of Career Sidekick. He was quoted in an article on LinkedIn saying, "Some employers are still hiring, and the only sure way to not get a job is to stop applying." So use that advice. Keep growing your network, keep looking for positions, stay positive, be persistent, and also adapt to the situation by being flexible. We're now going to dive into some resources to help aid in your search. So we've organized these into 4 different categories: job opportunities and hiring information, videos and articles focused on job search strategies, LinkedIn tips and resources, and upskilling yourself. Again, these articles and resources and videos are taken from the many webinars and town hall meetings and activities that we've participated in focused on COVID-19 and obtaining a position post-coronavirus. So we wanted to, again, synthesize that information and share some of the most helpful resources with you. So the first one, I'll highlight a few from the job opportunities and hiring information. All of these are live links, so we recommend that you take advantage of going through them individually. The few that I'd like to highlight on this first slide, the first one is going to be Dear Class of 2020, Your Career Playbook from a 2008 grad. This is an article written by Daniel Clam, and he's focusing on his job search after the 2008 graduation during the recession. He's offering some advice and strategies for you, Class of 2020. Give it a read. It's a great article, and it's got a very positive light to it. Next, there is the Hiring on Handshake, 500 companies who are hiring on Handshake link. That is the second from the bottom. Feel free to take a look at that as well. Handshake is a great resource for you because they are looking for OU students and OU alumni. The first link on this page are all of the postings on our Handshake page that you are welcome to apply for. Lastly, we do have some great resources also on job search tips on our own resources page on Handshake. There's an example of a career job search strategy plan, which is called Career Prep, the Search. Give it a look. It has a lot of great steps
videos
in there,
and articles
and it really
focused
will
on
give you an
job search
idea
strategies.
of all of the work that
So
goes into
there's
job
a great
search,
resource from
and
Cultivated
it will give
Culture,
you some ideas of
COVID-19
ways that you can
job
strengthen
market insights.
your search as
Give
well.
this a look.
It is a longer article, but pay specific attention towards the bottom. There's tips from 25 plus recruiters and career experts. That's free advice for you. Read about their suggestions. There's some really helpful tidbits in there that we recommend that you utilize. Next up, LinkedIn tips and resources. JobScan came out with a list of the top job search experts to follow on LinkedIn for 2020. Go follow them on LinkedIn. They share job search, interviewing, networking, and resume tips. Some even offer free webinars and workshops. Now's the time to engage with them. They're offering free content and advice for you. Personally, I've gone in and followed every single one that was listed here so that I can be up to date and share some of the best insights with you. Lastly, Upskill Yourself. Carol Ann had mentioned all of the different free resources that are out there. Keep in mind some of these dates might be expiring soon, but you're still welcome to check them out for the time being. One that I'll highlight is from LinkedIn Learning. It says new skills you can learn now on LinkedIn Learning. Take a look. There's a lot of great stuff out there that you can take advantage of while you're spending more time at home. So to this point, we've covered a lot about networking, creating a job search strategy, customizing your resume and your cover letter, and we really hope that you take those action item steps that we highlighted at the beginning of the presentation. You're welcome to schedule an appointment with us via Handshake with either Carol Ann or Kirsten, and we'd be happy to go through any of your questions in more detail. You're also welcome to drop into the Virtual Career Studio. It's open currently Mondays and Tuesdays 9 to 12, and Wednesdays and Thursdays 11 to 2, but make sure you check our website for up-to-date hours. To start a virtual drop-in, you'll email careershare@oakland.edu. We're happy to meet with you and serve you in any way that you need. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate your time.